In this video, I will share with you 5 ways on how you can spot a manipulator, a game player, and how you can handle him in a healthy way. Hello, my name is Greta Brishid. I'm dating and relationship coach for women. For the awesome high-value women secrets, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I upload new videos every Wednesday and Sunday. And to be honest, ladies, I'm gonna try and upload videos once a week and I'll just see how it goes. I don't know for how long I'll do that, but let's see how it goes. So make sure to watch my videos because we might be just once a week. Also, as you can probably see here on my table, I published my book, which is called Devoted Relationship. I think it's been recommended by R.C. Blakes. It's been recommended by my own priest. Highly recommend you ladies to get it. Live a righteous life and easily spot and handle the game players. And if you like my merches, goals and not to drama, you also can get it in my YouTube store. So now, without further ado, let's start with the number 1. And the number 1, I was thinking, you know, ladies, a lot of us put game players on a pedestal, especially when we are young. You know, we go like, oh, he's a bad boy, or oh, this guy had so many girls and like nobody can have him. Or, oh, he's always dating these girls, everybody wants him, but he's never in a relationship. People say this word, he's a bad boy, and you can see like the twinkle in their eyes, like they kind of want him. And yes, when you're naive and under the age of 25 perhaps, you might see it as intriguing. Saying that, I think now there are more bad boys than before, so I'm pretty sure that for majority of people it's just becoming really purely boring. But I think if we look at 20 years back or something, you know, like a bad boy would be intriguing because this is the guy that presents you with lots of temptations. He does all kinds of manipulations that you cannot figure out. You can see that it can get intriguing. However, I still see bad boys being put on a pedestal, and I think what we should do, the number 1 thing, is just to change the name. You know, the bad boy, the name itself, it kind of sounds attractive. Instead, call that type of guy when you're with your friends and you know that there is a guy that's behaving as a bad boy. Don't call him a player, don't call him a bad boy, just go like, oh yeah, don't go for him, he's like literally a clown. Can you imagine we went on a date and he like split the bill, or he was promising me this, he never delivered? You know, call this guy a clown because this is what he is. He's a clown with a crown, as R.C. Blake says. This name is too tempting. If you want to protect your friends and you don't want this guy to sound tempting, the word to use is a clown. Okay? So that's number 1. Number 2. So the number 2, I want to share a story. So one of my friends was in a nightclub, and she said this guy approached her, and I know the guy and I know he's a clown, right? And this guy approached her and she saw another girl crying over this guy while this clown approached her, right? And my friend said like, oh, you know, that poor girl, she was like, she seemed so upset, you know. And I said, well, it's because she doesn't see through him. She doesn't see through his games. She doesn't see what's inside. She has fallen for his manipulative strategy so much that she like cannot see the true picture. She's completely clouded. If she would see the true picture and she would actually know what this guy is about, the games he's playing, the intentions, etc., she would not be crying over him. She would be praising God that she was dumped because now she can move on from this rubbish. You know, and I think this is the situation with a lot of girls. I have a client recently who she's crying. She's like obsessed over this guy that literally behaves like a total clown. And the only way to actually stand out to these guys is to be a challenge, to be the one that he can never have. You know, this is like the only way to get these guys obsessed over you, because, you know, the truth is a lot of women fall for these type of manipulations, and then they create this fairy tale image of this guy, and we do get obsessive over these guys because we can't see through their games, we can't see their cards. However, if you want this type of guy, the only way for him to be like focused on you forever is for him to never have you. For you to kind of come across like you're not interested. I see right through you, I'm just not interested. But to say it in a polite manner. This way, this guy will get obsessed over you. But even if he does, what is the point? Because this is still a clown that doesn't take responsibilities for his behavior, and he'll definitely not take any responsibilities for how he's abusing you, for how he's treating you, for how he's upsetting you, because he simply doesn't believe in that. Just ladies, unfortunately, we live in a society right now where all these games are really put on a pedestal. All these games are completely acceptable. There are a million of books published like that. There are a million of YouTube videos published like that. How to manipulate women, how to get women chasing the guy. And you ladies have no choice but to learn it so you can see through this well, you know? Number 3. So what they usually do, they sell themselves and then they leave it to you to approach them. So this is like a sales strategy, and it's actually applied with people that do sales. And many clowns, you know, we just use sales strategies on women, and a lot of times we do work. You know, so the sales strategy would be like coming across as confident, being charming in a way that he's easy to talk to. You can bond with him very easily. He makes a few funny jokes. He shares some stories where he comes across as a hero. And that's it. After a few couple of dates, you're completely charmed. Or maybe not even after a few couple dates, maybe you're at the party and you're sitting at the table and you're listening to this guy and you're thinking, wow, what a catch. If only he was mine. If only he would ask me out. And the other naive women are thinking exactly like you. You know, so he presents himself, he sells himself, and now all of these gullible, naive women over one dinner, after just meeting this guy for like 2 hours, we all like drooling, thinking he's like this Mr. Perfect. You know, I come across so many girls that come to me saying like, Greta, we went on one date, and he never called me and I want him back because he was perfect. You went with a guy on one date. He sold himself out, put his best foot forward. He probably charmed you, and now you think he is perfect. Date the same guy for at least 3 months and then tell me how perfect he is. You know, ladies, it's naive. When you do this stuff and you say this stuff, it's naivety to another level. And actually, being naive is a sin. Being naive is a sin. Like, educate yourself. You cannot be naive in this world. You'll be taken for granted all the time, and you'll be taken advantage of all the time as well. Number 4 way on how some of these guys play the game is, so in this book called The Code, I have it somewhere here, it says that make her feel like she's the only girl in the world, okay? And this trick kind of works with me a lot, and I think with many women. However, if you're making a woman feel like she's the only girl in the world, you have to follow it with action. You know, if you're just BSing that you're the only girl in the world, you're so amazing, etc., and your actions are flaky, or you get caught talking to other girls, it doesn't work. And I think this is where we see a gap with these guys, and this is where like we can spot the red flags very quickly, because due to social media, due to the phones, you know, these clowns get exposed very quickly. For example, he's making you feel like the only girl in the world, but maybe he got tagged into some story where he's sitting with the only girl in the world in some jacuzzi for a weekend. Or he's chatting up the only girls in the world in a nightclub and like, you know, completely flirting and hitting on them. So it's like these type of guys nowadays get caught very quickly, but the reality is you are the only girl in the world for him. When he puts that ring on your finger, that is when he shows it with the action that here you are the only one for me. Number 5. So this is kind of an interesting one. A lot of men nowadays are made to think that marriage is not good. Okay, this is very anti-Christian approach. You know, so they think that being married is like, I don't know, the end of your youth or something, you know. A lot of people don't realize that it's responsibilities that give meaning to life, and it's responsibilities that actually give us the ultimate fulfillment that makes us happy. Anything else is kind of like short-term treats, the not long-term fulfillments. And anyway, these guys are completely manipulated by the society, thinking that marriage is bad, right? So what we do when we date you and it comes to the point, as in like where the relationship will go further, he'll keep telling you, oh, you know, I'm not ready now, maybe in the future. And that maybe in the future can continue for years and years and years. So I would say I would highly recommend you to avoid this type of trap. I would highly recommend you to have a time frame, so you're not wasting your time. The time frame, I know a lot of you will ask me what time frame you guys should have, and I would say it depends on the age group. You know, if you are in your 30s, late 30s, 40s, 50s, you know, the time frame, I would say maximum is a year. You definitely don't need longer than a year. The more mature you are, the less the time frame you need. The quicker you can spot the games, the quicker you will figure out the person. You know, whereas the younger you are, maybe you have other goals and etc. that you want to do before getting married, so your time frame of course can be much longer. And on top of that, it's harder to figure out guys when you're younger because you don't have that much experience, you're much more naive, so your time frame automatically can be much bigger, much longer. Another thing that I kind of want to mention is guys often say this to many girls. You know, like not just to you, maybe we will get married in the future, but if he's dating many girls, he'll tell it to every single girl because there is no point for him to say no, because keeping his door opened and misleading you, it's more advantage for him because it means he can call you up anytime and be like, oh yeah, I told you maybe I'll marry you in the future, do you want to go on a date, or do you want to come on over to watch some Netflix tonight? And the girl just packs her stuff and runs to him to watch the Netflix, if you know what I mean, because he said maybe I'll marry you in the future. Yeah. And here comes the bonus tip. And the bonus tip is a bit like, I would say, watch your feelings in a way that how you feel with a guy after the date. After the date, do you feel good or do you feel irritated? You know, with the guys that I talked about here, so I focused more about a man charming you and giving you empty promises. The best way to spot that is to observe his actions, right? And there are also the other type of guys with another type of strategy, which is not giving you promises. It's the other way around. We actually negate you. When we bet you, we feel insecure, we feel not equal, and we negate you. We never give you any promises, we never praise you for anything, we just keep nagging at you. We constantly gently put you down because we feel insecure and we think that by putting you down their value will raise. If you come back home after being with this guy and you feel irritated, you feel in a bad mood, just reflect back on the date, and it's most likely because he brought this bad negative energy into your life by constantly picking on you, by constantly nagging at you, by constantly putting you down. You know, ladies, a lot of men dump women that are negative, that constantly complain, etc., etc. I think it's time for us to say thank you next to the guys that put you down, negate you, or start to bring like really toxic negativity into your life. I'm not talking about something where the person needs help, you know, and you help them, they are in trouble, they have problems, be honest about them and you help them. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about where somebody purposely puts you down because we are too insecure to see you up. Somebody that crushes your dreams step by step, slowly. These guys, you go thank you next and you slam the door in their face. So ladies, I hope you liked my video. If you liked it, please press like. Let me know in the comments below what did you think. Join my high value women's school where we are all in the same boat, learning how to be women of high value and bring out the best in our men. Follow me on my Instagram. My Instagram is called Ladies Relationship Coach. For one-on-one group coaching or coaching with a member of my team, book us through my website, which is called gretabrishita.com. For this month only, I also have 20% off my VIP with the special code. So once you'll use the code, you have 20% off for a whole month. I highly recommend my VIP as we do coaching lives where answering everybody's question every single day apart from Sunday. So it's like one-on-one coaching for a very cheap price. It's the most amazing thing. If I was a client myself, I would live in that VIP for years. And yes, ladies, that is it for today. Thank you for watching. Kisses from Dorset. Mwah.